So, hello everyone, and welcome to today's session. I would like to introduce myself Varun Patel, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Spokes Digital. And I have my colleague Lauren LaPlante. She is Chief Growth Officer of Spokes Digital. So today's session is about mobile commerce and the rise of mobile commerce in cannabis and hemp CBD industry. So as an overall, there had been a huge growth in mobile commerce, and we'll talk about how mobile commerce actually is taking over the whole e-commerce. So maybe that's a very important part of the whole e-commerce business. So if I look, there's a lot of information to share with you guys, and I think it will be exciting so that you can turn around your businesses. So we had been working on a lot of topics in the past, and this is something that actually stand a very important topic, and we would like to discuss more on so that you can change your businesses and your approach for e-commerce. So for those who are just joining us, welcome, and I would just share my screen, and then I would like Lauren to start the topic, and then I will take over in between. Hi, Lauren. So it's over.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Varun. So today's topic, as Varun said, is about specifically mobile commerce, right? How customers are really, more and more, we're having these handheld, almost their computers, right? Their phones, but their computers as well. And this is one of a series that we've done. So this is, I think, the 7th one that we've done, Brian. It's we started these pretty much during the lockdown. So if you're interested in just these types of subjects in general, I encourage you to go to our website. We do have a webinar and event tab where you can download all of this information and look at it at your convenience. For housekeeping, I just wanted to let you know that we will be taking a Q&A at the end of this session, which we try to keep it to an hour. So if you do have questions or comments along the way, please put them in the chat, and then we'll get to them at the end. So let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. We have a long agenda here, but we'll go fairly quickly. We'll go through why does mobile commerce matter, what is mobile commerce, the different types of mobile commerce, the common benefits of mobile commerce for both the customer and the business, understanding mobile payments. Right? This is especially important in cannabis and the CBD industry. And then I'll turn it over to Varun, and he'll talk about some of the case studies that we have around the ads targeting, mobile first, the impact on mobile speed, and then steps to improve your mobile e-commerce and the user experience. So first, we're going to get into a lot of statistics here. Right? So just kind of backing up what you know about the market as a consumer yourself and what we've seen in the market. So why does mobile commerce matter? Well, you can look at all of these statistics here. In 2009, 81% of American adults owned a smartphone. During the holiday season in 2019, in the US, there were 40% of all purchases were through e-commerce purchases were through the smartphone. Then almost 66% of Americans check their phones up to 160 times daily. I know at times I'm probably guilty of that. And it just shows how much a part of our life these phones have become. I know when I don't have my phone with me, I get nervous. Like if I feel like I misplaced it. And I'll just to put some humor in here, there's been times when I've been on the phone telling the person I don't know where my phone is, you know, and I'm on it. So on the right here, we have a statistic that I'd like to point out. So looking at the adoption of smartphones from an age group perspective. So we would assume that the younger generation has high adoption of the smartphones, which this statistic shows in the 90 percentile. And then folks over 50, the smartphone in this chart is the dark blue. So over 50 folks are adopting at 79%. And then even over 65 are adopting smartphones. Over 50% of those folks have smartphones. So, sometimes we think of the older generation as not, not adopting the technologies, but statistics show that they are. There's even, again, more statistics about the adoption of mobile e-commerce. In 2021, mobile e-commerce sales are expected to account for 54% of total e-commerce sales. So that's half of the sales on the internet are happening from your phone or the user's phone. So if you look at these statistics, the 54% on the left side and on the right side, looking at in 2017, you had sales of 103 million in 2017, and then in 4 years in 2021, which is next year, expecting to have sales in almost 350 million. I'm sorry, that's billion with a B. Okay, and again, more statistics on the smartphone adoption. The number of smartphone users in the US from 2010 to 2023, you look at this adoption chart on the left side. So you see that this is 285 million in 2023. So I think the population of the United States is a little over 300 million. So almost everyone has a smartphone, and that means even the younger, I guess, school-age kids too, right? And then on the right side, you see the mobile share of e-commerce. So that's the maroon or the dark red here. So you can see that the mobile share of e-commerce is growing from 2013 to 2020. So it's looks like almost 50%, and these are in billions of dollars. So the total e-commerce sales was over 600 billion, was estimated to be over 600 billion in 2020, and almost 300 billion of that is from the mobile. Okay, so now why is this so important and why does this matter, right? It comes from the consumer, right? The consumer dictates their own demands, what their wants and needs are. So you have consumer experience, and consumer has, with the mobile phone, the consumer can have their needs fulfilled on demand, right here, right now. And near instant gratification, right? A friend tells you about a product that they bought and they love this, CBD cream. And you say, wow, I got to try that. What better is a testimonial from another consumer who's a trusted friend than anyone else, right? Even I would trust the opinion of a close friend more so than I would a salesperson at the counter of a brick and mortar location. So the other thing I want to talk about here is the social interaction and the connection. So really, think about you're on a Zoom meeting with a friend, or you're at a social distance party with a friend, and you're talking about products or something that they haven't have an experience with, and it truly is a social interaction where they mention something and say, oh, where'd you buy that? And they tell you, the app that they found it on, or you go to, you just pick up your phone right there when you're talking to that person, and you look it up, and maybe you might buy it right there. So it also provides for connection, right? Connection with your friend, like, oh, you really like that, and I trust your opinion, so I'm going to buy that too. The other thing I want to talk about here is also, it's about really having an exceptional user experience. Then the convenience of just picking up your phone and being able to buy something that you hear about or that just comes to mind, like, oh, I want to do that. And being able to do it on your phone or your mobile device, you can do it right away where you're not going to forget about it. Just take care of it, do it, buy it, and it's going to get delivered. And the most important message on this slide is your consumer's mobile phone is the point of sale. So the point of sale happens in your consumer's hand. So they have total control of what they're buying. So Varun will give you examples of how ways that we get to the customer through the mobile device. Now we're going to talk about what is mobile e-commerce. So the same picture, right? Person, consumer with their mobile device. It's the evolution from e-commerce, right? When we talk about e-commerce, that's about buying something on your computer or your tablet. But this is more of an evolution of just buying something through your mobile device. More statistics. Who owns a smartphone? Right, again, we had talked some about this. So here's U.S. adults spend an average of 3 hours and 23 minutes per day on their mobile device in 2018. That's amazing. That's, when I look at that statistic, I think, 10 or 20 years ago, that's probably how much time Americans spent in front of their TV. So now their TV, it's in front of them, right in their hand. And then if you look at the chart on the right side, again, we had talked about this earlier, but looking at the adoption of smartphones across those age categories. So looking in over the years, so in 2015, just 5 years ago, you had 86, 83% of the younger generation who had smartphones, 58% of the 50 to 64 age range, and then 30% of the 65. And looking at 2018, you see how the adoption just continues to grow. Now we're going to talk about different types of mobile commerce. And this is kind of the biggest one that's out there and the most important for us today, the mobile shopping. Consumers are looking for it in the business that we're in digital marketing for cannabis and CBD products. People are looking for convenience to purchase their medical or recreational marijuana or the CBD products that they've come to know and trust. And they're using their smartphones more and more to do that. The next type of mobile commerce is mobile banking. This is very convenient. I know myself, I haven't adopted mobile banking as much as I should have, but it's very convenient in terms of, for example, taking a picture of a written check that you have and just depositing that check that way. So mobile banking makes things extremely convenient for users, and it's very secure as well. Okay. Next, mobile commerce is the mobile payments, right? So here's where we really get into, how you can pay securely for your merchandise. The consumer can pay securely. And when we talk about cannabis and CBD, we can have limitations on how we pay or the apps that we can use to pay. But there are, if you look at these payment options down here through Apple Pay, PayPal One Touch, Visa Checkout, and Amazon Pay. These are all very well known and trusted in the cannabis and CBD marketplace.
So Lauren,
anything that you want to say, Parun?
Yeah, we will talk about the mobile payment options for cannabis and CBD industry, because some of the big players like Apple Pay, PayPal, and Amazon Pay, they do not allow cannabis and CBD industry commerce. So we have kept a different slide that will talk about the payment options for this industry.
Now we'll talk about the benefits of mobile commerce. Okay. Now these are the benefits from the perspective of both the consumer as well as the business, right? So it allows for a better overall consumer experience because it's something that they will get. Once someone buys something with their mobile device, then they can very easily go back in and buy again, right? They ran out of a product, and it's very easy to go back in and buy that same product or buy something else because everything is already set up. And businesses are also communicating more with consumers through mobile, with the intelligence and the chatbots and the messenger applications that they have through their mobile. Another benefit is the growth potential, right? I was, through the mobile device, I was talking about, a consumer it's very easy for the consumer to buy something and then become a repeat and a loyal customer. So looking at these statistics on the right, year over year, the mobile commerce growth from 2016 and then projected to 2021, these again are billions of dollars, 3.56 billion in 2021. So it's phenomenal growth.
Yeah, so it's $1 trillion, so it will be almost.
So now we'll talk about the omni-channel experience. And you haven't heard about this. What this means is that there's many ways that you can get to a consumer, even through mobile, right? It might be through Amazon or eBay or Facebook or email. So omni-channel experience is about however the consumer gets to your product, they have that same experience, that same consumer and user experience. So it's just a whole nother concept around, especially with the mobile commerce, because with the mobile, there's just so many ways that people act, and their consumers are going to access information in preferred ways. Like, someone might prefer email, Others might prefer Facebook, for example. Anything else you want to say here, Brian?
Yeah, so I think moreover, it's very important for all the businesses to have a same user experience, to provide same user experience across all channels. So maybe all the users we see, they are navigating through multiple channels. Somebody is in Facebook, somebody is in Google search, as Ron was saying, somebody's in the social media, and some of the people are in the different marketplaces. So it's very important for any business to create that same user experience across the channels, so that you can leave a brand recall on every messaging that you create, and then from that brand recall becomes the I will say true like a true brand experience, and then users go back and make a purchase. So that helps you to engage your customers and also to increase your overall sales. We'll talk about that maybe in next coming slides.
So here's a screenshot of Google Analytics. And what Google Analytics does is it gives us, or a business, because you have a Google Analytics account, now you're able to track how your consumer got to you, got to your product. What was their path? So this shows the omni-channel performance, shows exactly how each user came in, maybe through a paid search, and then they had a referral in there, an email, and then they converted. So you had two consumers who purchased something through this particular path. And then you'll have another consumer down here who came, direct to a website, saw a display, and you had a referral. So we had two conversions, two purchases from that path. So Google Analytics allows you to just have all of that consumer intelligence and find out so over time, you'll be able to find out which paths might be more profitable, or which paths are more preferable by consumer. Now this is another screenshot of Google Analytics, but it's a deeper dive into that omni-channel path. This is called the secondary dimension, or the source path. So on the left, you'll see the channel grouping paths from the previous slide. But then on the right side, the source path is an even deeper dive, so into this path. So you have consumer coming in directly to your website. Maybe they even saw a Pinterest posting and then went to the website. So it gives you even more information about how the consumer came to to know about your product and then make a purchase. So this is all information. All of these analytics are something that Google allows you to track, and that's something that Spokes Digital does behind the scenes. We just gather up all of that information for you and show it to you in statistics so that you can understand the behavior of your consumers. And then, knowing the behavior, you can even tweak some of your campaigns. So that's kind of the back and forth of getting all of the analytics, analyzing the data, and then making decisions based off of the consumer behavior that's shown in the analytics.
Absolutely, Lawrence. I would like to add, so we have talked about a very important principle in the last webinar, that is IDA. Attention, interest, desire, and action. So that's a perfect example over here is in the, you can see the path number 6 in this slide, where you can see that a user has come 5 times via paid search ad, but he did not buy it. But again, he went directly to the website. Again, he did not buy it. So again, he went to other referral websites like, as you can say, voucherslug.co.uk, dealscovey.com, and others, and then it's promovouchers.co.uk. Then Again, he went to other websites, and then he converted via referral. So what it shows is really that your messaging should be consistent. You should continuously provide a brand recall, and whatever you are promoting, it should be same in all across channels. It will not only help you to get your consumers back to your website and make a purchase, but it will also give them a great brand recall overall.
And that's part of the user experience.
Yes.
So another benefit of the mobile commerce is the variety of payment options that are available. And actually, I'm not going to say too much more about this because specifically cannabis and CBD, there is a special payment option here, the Can Pay. So the Can Pay is right now really the only debit payment app that is sanctioned for cannabis retailers and CBD product retailers. So this is something that you should know about if you're in the industry, and definitely consider employing it in your digital marketing experience for your consumers. Now we're going to talk about other mobile payment options and understanding them. Okay, so mobile wallets. If you're not familiar with this, the mobile wallet is basically you set up a profile on your mobile device. So it has your personal information, it has your payment information, a credit card that you want to use consistently, your shipping address. So you set up that profile in the mobile wallet, and it just makes it so much more convenient. So if you are a regular consumer, you can use that mobile wallet on a regular basis, obviously, and be assured that it is trusted and that your information is safe and secure. Anything else, Varun, on
Yes,
this?
so we can see on the right side, there are a lot of other options for cannabis and CBD e-commerce companies like Nature Pay. We can say very popular one is MMJ Pay and SQ Merchant Services, Greenleaf Pay. So these are all the very popular mobile payment options, and they offer a lot of services like payment gateway, mobile wallets, and the merchant. So if you want to use some of them, you may like to go through a lot of options and see which one is the best as per your business. Each one of them has a different charges, and they have a different charges based on the volume, transaction volume, and they have some monthly charges. So you may want to do the analysis before choosing the best option for your business.
Okay, so now I'll turn it over to Varun to talk about ads targeting, and he'll go through a lot of great client examples and case studies. So Varun?
Thank you, Lauren. This is something we have done, what we have done from our experience, and we have worked with so many clients, and mobile had been a key differentiator for our clients in terms of getting great performance. So when we talk about mobile, there are a lot of ads that we can actually talk about, like how can we target our right consumers through these different ad options. So I'll talk about different ads. One is the Waze ads. So Waze ads is a ad for the physical businesses. For example, if you are a cannabis store and you're a dispensary, and you want to advertise your dispensary in your maps. So people who are driving to maybe a location that is near to the dispensary, or if you are crossing the dispensary, for example, 1 mile from your path, so you will see the ad of the dispensary. So it's very easy for any physical store to advertise their stores in the Waze, and it's a very good platform. So Waze has done partnership with Google, and you can do the ads in Google via Waze ads, and it's a very good platform for all those brick and mortar businesses to do the promotion on the Google Maps and Waze ads. So that's a good thing, and it has resulted a good performance for our clients. We have tried for a lot of dispensaries. So that is a very good way. And second thing we have seen is like working for our clients is mobile offers and SMSs. So so I think this is very important for us to have a very exclusive deals for the mobile, and we can send it via SMSs. So we can see on the right side, we have done this promotion for one of our client where we say that we take 20% off site wide on the Father's Day and use this code. So this is only valid for the people who are clicking on this text message and going to the website. So it's a very exclusive offer. So you can track the performance, and I think you can also get an extra sale if you are actually targeting consumers via mobile SMSs and text advertising. The native ads. So native ads are also very important for any kind of business if you are using a mobile as a targeting. So you can have a lot of platforms who do the native ads. So if you talk about the great the programmatic ad partners that we are working with, like AdRoll, or maybe we are working with the Equity. So they offer the native ad services, and what happens, like they have a very minimal creative design, and we can actually reach out to a lot of consumers, and we just can just talk about the headlines and call to actions in those apps. So you can target different apps, mobile apps, and you can target different kind of a category of apps based on your business targeting, and see the age group, and based on that you can do targeting on those apps, and you can do the ads, and they are a good ROI providers for our businesses. The banner ads, I think banner ads are one of the best way to advertise, and I think the best thing that works in the mobile ads is like the visual appeal of the ads. So if you can look on the right side, like you can look on the first the option where you're saying like somebody's advertising like be your own boss. This is a Shopify ad. The second one is talking about some news, and the third one is talking about a kind of a Rado ad. So these banner ads are inserted in between the news sites, or you can target very specifically if you want to target a web page, if you want to target a kind of a website as a news website, or maybe you can target a kind of a maybe contextual website to your business that can be a health website, or maybe a sports site or something that you can do it, and you can display your banners across those websites. Video ads are also one of the best ways to advertise, because you can always create video ads that are like 5 seconds to 10 seconds videos, and they are good because they are short, and also they give a good feeling of the videos. So generally some of the users who may want to just listen to it, maybe they can just play the video itself are played directly on the mobile phone, and they can be maybe targeted towards like YouTube, or there are a lot of websites that can be used to do the video ads, and they're a good ROI, I would say, ads for any businesses, especially for the I would say for the CBD commerce businesses, because you can talk about the features of your products, and you can display different maybe uses of your products via those small videos. The discovery ads are the new way of the doing mobile ads in the Google, and discovery campaigns are driven by Google Ads, and you can reach to almost 2.9 billion customers across Google feeds, and this is like across the world, and you can also choose the targeting if you want to choose a specific country, a specific state or city or a county or a pin code, and then you do the discovery ads. These discovery ads are targeted that provide a very visual, very personalized, and very engaging experience and to the consumers. So you can see on the right side, this is for one of our client we work with, and we have done some ads for that client. It's a dispensary, Columbia Care dispensary. So we did the discovery ads on the YouTube, discovery ads on the Google search, and then also on the other websites, and we can see that how appealing these pictures and text is, and people have clicked and they have come to the website and to make a purchase. You can see the real numbers over here. So when we ran this campaign, you can see that the top performing device was mobile device, and we got more than 400,000 users. So they came to the website via mobile, and desktop is like a very distant second. It's like 144,000, and you can see the new users were like almost 400,000. So I think it's almost like 95% users who came via mobile were the new users. And you can see the sessions generated by them were like 1.2 million sessions. And you can see they had an illustration duration of 2 minutes 38 seconds. That was the highest among the all devices. So mobile was the top performing device for those ads, and it proved that this is the best bet if you look at the overall results, and also the most illustration duration by user engagement. And you can see that that the overall sessions that were generated were like almost 1.6 million, and 1.2 million just from mobile. So almost we can say like 70% sessions came from mobile. Call ads, they're one good way to do the call. If your business require call back, like if you're a store, you can always do the call ads, and you can give the number and users can directly call from mobile. So it's very easy for them. See the ad, click on call, and you get a call. So that's very easy before doing mobile ads through call ads. Responsive ads are also a great way to do the ads in the Google on the display. So Google has a machine learning. So machine learning is about choosing the right audience and choosing the right messaging based on the audience. So based on the audience age group, based on the audience demography, based on the audience location, the Google chooses the right messaging and the right kind of image or text. So when you are doing these ads, you have to give, for example, 8 options to Google, and Google chooses the right set of the messaging based on the right audience. These responsive ads are played across the mobile devices in form of text, in form of banners, and in form of a mix of text and banners. So we did a campaign for MedMen, and you can see the results in the next slide. I was staggering were the results for them. So if you look at this whole thing, mobile again was a top performing device in terms of performance, and we got more than 50% users coming from mobile itself. So almost 6,200 users came from mobile, on which like almost like 5,800 were the new users, and they generated almost 9,200 sessions. And if you also can see like the number of transactions were like 471, highest among all these devices, and also the revenue that we generated through a mobile device. It was almost $41,500. So this was just in a month that we did this campaign, and we got these results. So mobile is performing on top of all the devices in that way. So when we talk about the next thing as mobile first design, so that's the most important thing, because when you're doing ads on the mobile devices and or doing any kind of mobile ads, you have to adopt the mobile first design, and that has to be a priority because mobile is the highest used device, desktop is the second, and third is a tablet. So how to do that, let's discuss on the next slides. So you can see in the top, I'm talking about like Google started with a mobile first index, which was launched in July 2018. So Google has also started to give priority to mobile devices, and they index the web pages first who are having mobile first design. So for example, if you and your competitors both are competing for the first rank or second rank or third rank on the Google search, Google will give priority to the website who is mobile first design, and that is the very most utmost important thing for any kind of website to do the SEO. That's the first thing. And so you can see also from the statistics over here. So you can see in the US, like age 18 to 24, like 81% users uh, who are using the mobile devices to check the personal emails. And on the right side, you can see the like it talks about the like people who are having the mobile as a priority device when they're looking for ideas. More than 55% people use the mobile, making a list, like almost like a 150% growth on the mobile search, mobile searches for shopping list. And then there's a finding a brand. So you can see more than 80% mobile searches are containing the word brands have grown 80% in the past 2 years. So this is the data by Google, where they're talking about it, how had been the growth on the mobile searches, on looking for ideas, looking for shopping campaigns, getting a shopping list, and also finding a brand in the Google. So growth is staggering on the mobile devices. You can also see the average daily media use in the US. So you can see for the mobile device in 2013, if you look at the organic searches, share of organic searches means people going to the Google search and searching for any kind of a search query. So we had 136, I will say, like if there were like overall 300 searches, then 136 searches were coming from the mobile. But in the 2019, if you look at this, the desktop has gone down to almost 140 searches, but mobile has gone up to 203 searches in terms of overall 300 searches. So that is a huge share. So it's almost 80%, almost 70% to 80% of the daily media use in the Google search or organic search is by mobile devices. So it's like when it comes to any website, so this is a screenshot from one of our clients. So when they are making a website, so when we're making a website, we always told that let's go for mobile first design. So this is a desktop view, and similarly, if you go for the mobile device, you will see similar like that. So all these views change as per the mobile view. So mobile dedicated websites or mobile first designs are the first things. They can be done either through responsive designs or through the AMP pages. We'll talk about the AMP pages in next slides, but this is a very important part of any website, because users also want to see the lighter version of the websites when they come to mobile. There should be two versions. One is for desktop, other should be for mobile, so that they are downloading very fast, they're opening very fast, and users are not spending so much time in just browsing for the pages and not getting the right information on time. So mobile views should be very fast to download and should be faster to open so that users can make a transaction. You can see second website. Second website is again for a lot of like that 3 or 4 clients we are working with. So we can see like how fast and how quick, for example, this Sava client we are working with. We can see the experience. It's very seamless experience. On top, they have search button. On top of that, they have a maybe the offer. On below that, they have product, and then you can search right only. You can use the filters. You can choose the stock on sale, and you can actually make a purchase. They have a good product images and all that stuff like that. So this is very convenient for a user to make a kind of a decision on a purchase. And if you can see like on the right side, we can see her pickup uh, messaging. So if you go to a website, it's like her pickup cannabis for you, near you, and it's very convenient for user to browse through all the products and click on these anything and go to the right kind of category to browse and make a purchase. So we'll see that how effective the whole results are for the mobile in whole e-commerce. So you can look at the comparison for April to June, the second quarter compared with the first quarter, and see that how users have grown uh, when we focused on mobile and we focused on optimization towards mobile devices and making website more mobile responsive and faster. So you can see the April 1st to June 30th, the users are like almost 21,000 versus 11,700 users who were in Jan to March period. So there's a huge growth of 78.84% when we look at the mobile device and the growth of users and new users in that way. So growth is like almost 70 to 80% on the sessions and users. And overall, if you look at the whole revenue also, the growth is almost 122% on the growth of revenue, and sorry, on the transactions, and the revenue has grown by more than 109%. So you can see in the Jan to March quarter, we had $53,000 of revenue, and it got doubled, more than double in the next quarter. That is almost $112,000 in terms of revenue, because of the same reason, because we focused more on the mobile device and did more of the mobile ads, and we made it very convenient for users to make a purchase decision, and we made it very convenient for those customers to make a purchase. And conversion rate has also grown from 3.35% to 4.09%, and that is also because of that reason. So next thing is like the impact of page speed on mobile commerce. I think that's the most important thing, because users are having a very less span time, and as per the research, users have only 3 seconds to make a decision. Either they want to stay on a page or they want to bounce off. So you have to be very quick in terms of opening your web page. If you are having more than 3 seconds of the load time, I think it will impact your overall user experience. I'll talk in the next slide that how much impact does it make if you have a bounce, if you have a more load time, 1 to 2 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds, or 3 to 4 seconds. A slide after that, we'll talk about that. So the first slide is about like the mobile optimization, the impact of page speed. So mobile optimization. So if you look at the Google Webmaster, I think Google Webmaster, some of you would be knowing it. So this is the Google Webmaster actually controls your overall Google search backend, and you can set up your website and you can index all those pages. So as I talked about in the last slide, Google has started doing mobile first indexing, and Google gives priority to the pages who are mobile first design, and I think that's how they are actually giving importance to that. And so Google also has as a tool. You can go to the Google developers tool and check the load time of your website. I'll show you the screenshot on next slide, so that you can see that how much is your overall load time and what are the errors, and you can fix the whole website with those errors. So you can look, let me show you that first. Okay, so I think there is not that part, but you can go to the Google developers web page and put the URL of your website, and we can see that which are the errors that are causing the overall slowness of the website. And then you can also see the errors into it. I think I have that slide here. Let me get that for you. Yeah, it's here. So this is the Google slide where you can go and check. So if you put the URL of your website, you will get all these errors and the overall score of the mobile speed, and then you can fix it in order to improve your score. So this is a case study that we have shown in the slide. So I think that is a way you can actually check that how fast is your website. You need to optimize your website in the mobile in that way. Then AMP pages. So again, AMP pages are the accelerated mobile pages, as it says in the right side, and Google also has given a script that can be used when you are making a kind of a website. So AMP is a kind of a coding practice that you have to follow when you are making a website, and use that script when you are building a website, so that mobile version of your website uses the AMP coding, and so that it is very faster. So when you're using any standard platforms like BigCommerce or Shopify, so they leverage the all these I think platform, but you should check always that does those CMS platforms use AMP pages or not for the mobile devices. If they do, I think that is the best thing for you to choose the CMS. So there's an AMP test that you can take from the Google tool. Go to the Google AMP test, put your website and check it out. So if your page is AMP valid page, it will give the results like this. Like valid AMP page eligible for AMP search features in Google search results. So that is something you should do for your website. Test those websites and check it out how effective your all web pages are. So you can see the impact of mobile optimization over here. So, and see when we converted our website to the AMP pages, and when we made it lighter in terms of mobile optimization, the results for one of the customer we have been working with. So the results are from like March and April. So we can see again the whole like change in scenario, like everything grew by more than 75%. to 77% in terms of users and new users when we were focusing on mobile optimization. When we were focusing on the AMP pages, I think we got huge response from the customers and the numbers grew like anything. And there was a growth of 21% in terms of mobile revenue when we optimized the whole website, keeping in mind the mobile AMP pages and the speed of the mobile devices. So that it makes a lot of difference when we actually check all those errors and fix our websites on those all those errors. So, so now we'll talk about the steps that you should take to improve mobile commerce with speed. So these are various steps. So we have talked about the run the speed test. So Google has a tool, Google Developer Tool. Go there, put your website URL, check these tests and see what are the errors that are coming up. Optimize those and reduce the size of the images. Then all these issues like minifying HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code. It can be done by your technical team. Add relevant features that are again suggested by the Google speed test, and reduce the tracking snippets. So, and this is also very important thing, like the fifth point, reduce tracking snippets, because we forget to focus on this aspect when we are using multiple platforms. Like sometimes we use Google ads, Facebook ads, Google Analytics, and maybe some other ads, and we put all those snippets on the web page, and we forget that it will reduce the speed of the whole page. So I think we'll talk about how can we reduce that tracking snippet via only one snippet. So you can see this slide where you are talking about the Google Tag Manager. So when you have Google Tag Manager, on the right side, you can see the multiple platforms can be utilized. The snippets can be utilized by putting only Google Tag Manager. So Facebook snippet, Analytics snippet, AdWords snippet, or any other snippet can be put in the Google Tag Manager, and you can put only one snippet in the website. So it utilizes the one snippet and also maybe increases the page speed and reduces the overall time that it takes to load the page. So use the Google Tag Manager to reduce the tracking codes on the website. And then this is again the page I was showing you earlier. This is from the Google Page Speed Insights. So check your website, see the errors that you are seeing over here, the causes of that are making it slower, and fix those images, fix those kind of errors over here, and then you can improve that. So we saw this thing when we were working with a client. In the March, we took over a client and it had a score of 31, but we worked on the whole mobile thing and score went to 70. So 70, I think anything above 70 is a very, I will say, good score to start with, and then you can improve it further to 80 and 90 and 100. So you can see the results over here. Again, when we worked with that dispensary client. So it was a dispensary client we were working with. So impact on customer acquisition, behavior, and conversions overall. So you can look at like mobile. So we can say mobile was the top device again. We had 5,800 users, and out of that, we had almost, I will say, 72% of the revenue was contributed by the mobile users. There was almost 128,000 of revenue and almost 1,000 transactions. So you can see the difference in transaction. The number of users were almost double, like more than 50% of desktop, but the number of transactions were almost like 3 times of the desktop transactions that happened via mobile, because it's very easier for consumers to make transactions via mobile, and it's very easy for them to do that. And the revenue is almost like I would say 4 times, almost like 3 times, more than 3 times of the desktop revenue. So on the desktop is 47,000, and we have like 128,000 from mobile. So you can see that the difference, the overall devices performance by mobile and desktop. And tablet is the third. This is also coming under the mobile devices, and tablet is also giving some revenue. But this is a very utmost importance for any business to improve your maybe revenue in business. If you focus on mobile, your revenues can increase by almost 2.5 to 3% in a period of like 1 to 3 months. So if you want to do that, I think you should focus on the mobile as a device, as a preferred device, and doing all things keeping in mobile first. And that should be the utmost priority for any business if you want to grow a business. So let's go for Q&A.
Yeah, so there's a lot of questions in the chat.
Okay, let me see. So I'll go from the first. Okay, oh, that's for my daughter. Oh, so thank you. I think we're talking about my daughter. So I think Betty.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the website? I think it's
Yeah, so I shared the website in the chat as well as the location for where the slides are. So
okay.
everyone should see that, my response. So when you go to our website, spokesdigital.us, which is at the bottom of each slide that you've been seeing, and then if you go to events, webinars and events, there's a tab on the upper right. You can access all of our webinars. They're in an archive in the slides as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think Lauren has answered, and you guys can go through our website to check. But let me see if there are some important questions that can be answered right now. Yeah, so it's like Betty is asking, like, nowadays everyone use mobile even for shopping. Is there a way to track how much business is generated through mobile only? Yeah. So Betty, I showed you some slides. If you look at our web presentation where I was showing the revenue just via mobile. So if you go to analytics and go to the there's a section called as devices performance, and choose the mobile as a device and see a time period for a particular time period the performance by device, and you will see. You can ask more, maybe reach out to us, and you can reach out to us anytime on these coordinates, and we can help you more on that area. Then Logan is asking how to track omnichannel performance, which attribution model we were to get performance, how to track user which was in mobile and convert to desktop. Yeah, so we are using last click attribution model, and Google Analytics uses the last click attribution. Some of the platforms use first click attribution model as well. And omnichannel performance can be tracked by analytics, and you can go under the maybe track performance and by the channels, and you can see the conversion path and top conversion path, and you can see performance by channels, and we can actually do it by device as well. And we can of course see that, as you are saying, that user searches through mobile but converts through desktop, because that is possible, and we can track that as well if you write cookies. Then Ken Williams, how long the campaign for the dispensary device comparison mobile sessions? There's a campaign for dispensary. If you're talking about, we had, I showed the screenshot also. I think it was a month-long campaign, and we had a long campaign, but I showed the results for a month. But that campaign ran for almost 6 months. Gary from Canada has responded to it. Have you noticed low fluctuation in the device performance during lockdown? So yes, mobile has become the highest performing device during lockdown, where most of the users had been using that, and I think that is the preferred device for all the users.
So I think there were a couple questions up top. There's one, I have a product I plan to be a reseller for. How do I create a mobile commerce application as an independent business owner?
Yeah, okay, it's from Carrie. So Carrie, you can actually create a website and look at the website option, like CMS. Various website CMS options are there for Squarespace, Shopify, or the BigCommerce, and look at the mobile AMP pages, and see that how adaptive that CMS is for the mobile commerce.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most of the CMSs are adapted to mobile commerce. but I think you can choose any of them. I think Squarespace is the one you can use as of now. I'm seeing a lot of customers offers. Yeah, you are migrating to Squarespace because of the flexibility to a lot of payment gateway options as well. So you will get that, and I think that is the best bet for you.
And then Rick has a question. How does this application help a manufacturer in North American distribution?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens like so you're a distributor. So I think mobile application and the mobile, with the mobile website are two things that we have to see. So if you want to develop a mobile application that can help you for the distribution, and then I think there's a different way of converting your website to mobile app. And if you want to create a mobile website for your current website, that is a different way to do that. So I think we can talk more about that if you can give us some specific about that. Do you want to create a mobile application or mobile website? And then we can discuss more on that. Right.
That was all the questions that I saw.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. We will share these slides with you all, and I think we will also let you know for the next topic. And thank you for joining us. And be in touch and reach out to us on any of either me or to Lauren.
Okay. Thank you so much.